Welcome back to the Deep Dive, the place where we sift through the information, cut straight to the core, and make sure you walk away truly well-informed. Today, we're plunging into the often tricky world of long-distance HDMI transmission. We're going to demystify a powerful piece of technology, the WolfPack 4K 30Hz HDMI transmitter over HDBaseT. You've handed us a stack of valuable material, everything from detailed product descriptions and FAQs to, essential installation guidelines. Our mission, to distill all that down into the critical nuggets of knowledge you need to master your AV setup.
It's a fantastic topic because, well, for anyone who's ever tried to run a high-definition signal more than, say, 25 or 30 feet, the headaches involved. Standard HDMI cables just aren't really designed for those longer hauls. This deep dive into HDBaseT is all about understanding how it completely rewrites that rulebook, allowing for pristine uncompressed signals over distances that were, well, once unthinkable for HDMI. It really bridges a significant gap in AV distribution.
That's the perfect way to set the stage, because when you're dealing with premium content, whether it's a stunning 4K movie or, I don't know, a critical presentation, signal degradation over distance just isn't an option, right? So let's start at the foundation. What exactly is HDBaseT, and what makes it such a game changer for extending high-quality video and audio?
Well, what's fascinating here is that HDBaseT isn't just an extender, it's actually a technology standard. It represents the latest evolution in AV transmission, engineered specifically to deliver an uncompressed, lossless, and critically, a latency-free HDMI signal. Think about that. No quality loss, no delays. And the ingenious part, it achieves all this over a single UTP or STP CT6 or CT7 cable. That's standard network cable, the kind you might already have running through your walls.
Wait. So instead of those bulky, expensive, sometimes proprietary HDMI extension cables, we're talking about running something as common as an Ethernet cable. That feels almost too good to be true for anyone who's wrestled with, cable management behind a rack.
Precisely. It's like turning that everyday network cable into a dedicated superhighway for your high-definition content. This single cable can transmit full HD multimedia. And here's another surprising element.
Yeah.
It can also deliver up to 100 watts of charging power, or PT power over cable, over that very same connection.
Wow.
Yeah, so that means fewer power outlets needed, cleaner installations. It's optimized for video applications, designed to seamlessly connect all HDBaseT-enabled home entertainment devices. The technology is also pretty forward-looking, ready to handle double the resolution currently available, supporting future 2K and 4K formats easily. And you hit on a key point. Unlike many other solutions that demand specific or proprietary cables, HDBaseT integrates beautifully with existing Ethernet infrastructure. And it works with other HDBaseT devices, like Sony's HDBaseT projectors. It's built for compatibility and long-term viability.
So it really is a versatile powerhouse. It's essentially future-proofing your AV setup while simplifying the wiring. That's a huge win in my book. And that PoE feature alone, that can be a lifesaver when you're trying to hide equipment in out-of-the-way places. Now that we understand the core HDBaseT magic, let's zoom in on the specific device we're dissecting today. The WolfPack 4K 30Hz HDMI transmitter over HDBaseT, also known by its part number, HBDT-HD7ADT Light.
Right, and it's important to clarify its role in an AV system here. This WolfPack unit, it's a transmitter only, or TX. To make it work, you'll need a compatible HDBaseT receiver on the other end, or maybe an HDBase modular HDMI matrix card, or even an HDBaseT-enabled display or projector. Something has to receive the signal. Think of it as the starting gun for your long-distance signal. It needs a matching finish line, right? It's designed to function as part of a complete HDBaseT ecosystem, providing the powerful sending capabilities.
Got it. So it's the crucial sending component. And looking at the features of this specific WolfPack transmitter, it's clearly built for modern AV demands. It supports both 4K at 30 Hz and 4K at 60 Hz, which is, well, essential for today's content. And for those of us who appreciate a clean installation, it comes with mounting clips, a small but significant detail, I think. You'll also find a secure screw-on AC adapter, meaning no accidental disconnections, which is a big relief in a busy rack or behind a wall. When it comes to cabling, while it plays nice with Cat6, for optimal performance and who doesn't want optimal, Cat6 SAC or Cat7 is preferred. And of course, for full compatibility with modern content, it's HECP 2.2 and HDMI 2.0 compliant. That's key. Finally, back to that PoE feature we just touched on, it actually allows the unit to power either the transmitter or the receiver, assuming the receiving device supports it. That offers incredible flexibility in situations where a power outlet might be scarce at one end of the cable run.
That flexibility is precisely what makes it so robust. And the compliance with HDCP 2.2 and HDMI 2.0 isn't just some technical spec on a sheet, right? It's basically a guarantee that you can transmit and display virtually all modern content, premium 4K streaming, Blu-rays without any issues.
Yeah.
Imagine getting everything set up only to find your new 4K movie won't play because of compatibility snag.
Yeah.
These compliances eliminate that headache, ensuring your system is truly, future-proofed for years to come.
So we've established it's powerful and flexible, but let's get down to the brass tacks.
Yeah.
What kind of distances are we really talking about here, and at what resolutions? Because this is truly where HDBaseT shines, enabling setups that standard HDMI just, well, can't handle.
Right, this is where HDBaseT truly flexes its muscles. When you're using quality K6, Cat6A, or Cat7 cable, the distance capabilities are, frankly, remarkable. For a full 1080p signal with 4.4.4 color space that's pristine, uncompressed HD, you can reliably transmit up to 330 feet. That's a full 100 meters.
330 feet for 1080p.
Yeah. Now, if you're pushing 4K content, you still get incredible reach. 4K at 60 Hz with 4.2.0 color can go up to 220 feet, or 70 meters. And for 4K at 30 Hz, with the even richer 4.4.4 color, you're looking at that same impressive 220-foot range. It also gracefully handles common resolutions like 720p and 1080i, ensuring broad compatibility naturally.
220 feet for 4K, that's genuinely impressive for anyone who's ever, run along HDMI cable and just watched the signal drop out. But it's not just about the picture, is it? High-quality AV means high-quality sound, too. What does this transmitter do for audio and other video features beyond just resolution?
You're absolutely right. A stunning picture needs an equally stunning soundscape. This transmitter fully supports advanced video features like HDR and Dolby Vision. It operates at 10.2 gigabits per second, which is critical for those vibrant, true-to-life images. It handles full HD, UHD, and even 3D content, even at 4K 60 Hz. Visually, it boasts 36-bit deep color and XP color, ensuring incredible depth and accuracy in your visuals. And for the audiophiles listening, it's ready for high-fidelity formats such as 7.1 DTS Master HD and Dolby True HD, so you hear every nuance. Plus, it intelligently manages ED pass-through and the DDC2B protocol.
Ah, the handshake.
Exactly, the handshake. It's essentially how your display and source device communicate to make sure the best possible picture and sound settings are automatically negotiated.
Okay, so if we connect this to the bigger picture, what it means for you is that you're not just getting a signal over distance, you're getting the entire premium experience. You're not sacrificing the dynamic range of HDR, the immersive sound of DTS Master HD, or the vibrant colors of deep color. It truly maintains the integrity of the full media stream, which is crucial for modern home theaters and professional installations alike. It avoids those really frustrating situations where you extend a signal only to find certain features are just lost along the way. Now, for many people considering long-distance AV, especially for things like live events or maybe gaming, there's often a hidden enemy: latency, that subtle, frustrating delay between what happens on screen and what you hear, or worse, what's happening live. This next point, I think, is where HDBaseT really differentiates itself, and it's a huge aha moment for many.
This is truly a distinguishing characteristic of HDBaseT, and specifically this WolfPack transmitter. It introduces virtually zero latency to the HDMI audio and video signal. And when we talk about virtually zero, we're not exaggerating. The specs are incredibly precise. We're talking less than 7 microseconds. To put that in perspective, that's 0.0000007 seconds over 220 feet of Cat-T's cable.
Wow, that's fast.
It is. And if your run is shorter, say 100 feet, that delay drops to under 3 microseconds. That's 0.0000003 seconds.
3 millionths of a second. That's almost beyond human perception. What does that mean in a real-world scenario, like for a presentation or a performance?
Oh, it means the world, especially in critical applications. Imagine a large auditorium, or maybe a church, where a speaker is hundreds of feet away from the projectors and monitors displaying their image. With this kind of negligible latency, the speaker's lips will be perfectly in sync with the video image on every single screen, regardless of the distance. There's no distracting audio delay, no visual echo. In a live event, even a slight delay can break immersion, make a presentation feel unprofessional, or just create confusion. And for gamers, while it means no perceptible lag between their controller input and what they see on a distant screen, it's really about ensuring a fluid, natural experience where the technology just disappears and the content takes center stage.
So for you, the listener, it's peace of mind, plain and simple. No more annoying audio delays, no out-of-sync video when you're extending signals across a massive room or even between floors. That's a massive hurdle overcome and eliminates a major headache that often comes with complex AV setups. It's truly impressive when you consider how many common AV frustrations really just stem from latency. Okay, beyond the raw performance, let's talk about a feature designed to simplify your everyday interactions with your AV system, CEC, or Consumer Electronic Control. What is it, and why should anyone building a system pay attention to it?
Right, CEC. It's one of those features that once you experience it working well, you kind of can't imagine living without it. It's essentially a communication protocol embedded within the HDMI standard that allows devices connected via HDMI to talk to each other. With CEC, your HDTV's remote can actually manage up to 10 other connected devices like Blu-ray players, soundbars, home theater receivers, without you needing to program anything special. Think about it. You press the power button on your TV remote, and it can automatically turn on your TV, your player, and your receiver simultaneously. You can even adjust the system volume using just your TV remote. It really streamlines what can often be a frustrating dance with, multiple remote controls.
That sounds incredibly convenient. I'm picturing a single remote to rule them all. But are there any quirks or limitations that listeners should be aware of, given how many different brands and devices might be in a system?
That's an excellent question, and it's where the real-world application of CEC gets a bit, let's say, nuanced. Firstly, for it to work, all devices in your signal chain must support CEC. Many modern devices do, especially those with HDMI 1.3 or later. Secondly, almost every major TV manufacturer has their own branded name for CEC, which can be confusing.
Oh, yeah, like Simple Link or AnyNet Plus Stage.
Exactly. LG calls it Simple Link, Samsung has AnyNet Plus Data, Toshiba uses CE-Link. They all refer to the same underlying HDMI CEC standard, but the names vary. The crucial point, though, is that interoperability isn't mandatory across brands. While the standard exists, some manufacturers might limit control to only their own products. So, for example, a Sony TV might only fully leverage CEC with a Sony Blu-ray player, even if your Denon receiver also technically supports CEC. It might not talk properly to the Denon.
Okay, that's a vital piece of information. So this raises an important point for you, the listener. If you're building out a new AV system, checking for CEC compatibility and, crucially, understanding its potential cross-brand limitations before you buy, well, it can dramatically simplify your daily life. It could save you from that familiar juggle of 3 different remotes just to watch a movie. It's a prime example of where a little research upfront makes a huge difference in user experience later on. Now, all this advanced technology, like the WolfPack HDBaseT transmitter, performs beautifully if it's installed correctly. That's the key, right? And the good news is your sources provide some incredibly practical and essential do's and don'ts for installation, especially when it comes to those CK6 cables.
This cannot be overstated. Proper installation is absolutely paramount for guaranteeing optimal performance and signal stability, particularly over these longer distances we've been talking about. Cutting corners here can negate all the benefits of the HDBaseT technology itself. The recommendations are pretty clear. For cable types, HE66, Cat6A, or HE7 are the go-to choices. Definitely. However, for 4K resolutions, remember the distance limits. Key6 or Cat6A cables really shouldn't exceed 220 feet or 70 meters. Keep that number in mind. When you're terminating those network cables in the field, meaning attaching the RJ45 connectors, you must adhere to TIA-EIA 568B standards.
The wiring standard, yes.
Exactly. This is about ensuring consistency, correct wiring, and signal integrity. Deviating from the standard is a really common cause of signal issues.
And what about the actual connectors and the network infrastructure itself? Are there any specific types to avoid or best practices for routing the cable?
Yes, there are some very specific warnings here. The sources explicitly advise against using those EZ45 connectors. They can seem convenient for quick termination, but they often don't provide the robust, reliable connection needed for high-bandwidth HDBaseT signals. Just don't use them. Instead, you really want to opt for shielded CT6 or Cat6A cable paired with metal RJ45 connectors.
Shielded is important.
Critical. That shielding acts as a safeguard against random video flashes or signal drops caused by electromagnetic interference, or EMI. Think of EMI as invisible noise that can disrupt your otherwise pristine signal. Shielding helps block it. Furthermore, and this is another significant don't, it's strongly advised not to use patch panels in the direct signal paths for these extenders.
No patch panels. Really?
Not directly in the run, no. Patch panels introduce additional connection points, and each connection point is a potential source for signal loss or interference. That's exactly what we're trying to avoid over long runs. Keep the run direct. Finally, it's a fundamental rule of thumb in any AV installation. Keep your CAN-TX cables physically separated from any equipment that generates strong electromagnetic waves. This includes things like mobile phones nearby, microwaves, radio equipment, even fluorescent lamps, and especially high-voltage power lines. These are all potential sources of EMI that can compromise your signal quality.
That level of detail for installation is so crucial. It really highlights that even with cutting-edge hardware like this WolfPack transmitter, the entire chain matters. From the quality of your cable, how you terminate it, how you route it, it all plays an immense role in ensuring a stable, high-quality signal for years to come. It's not just about the device itself, it's about the entire setup working in harmony. A few minutes of careful planning and adhering to these best practices can save you hours of troubleshooting down the line, believe me. So we've taken a pretty comprehensive look at the WolfPack HDMI transmitter over HDBaseT today. We've broken down what it offers for extending your high-quality AV signals. From its robust distance capabilities and that virtually zero latency, ensuring perfect synchronization to the convenience of CEC and those absolutely critical installation tips. It's clear HDBaseT is a powerful, reliable, and frankly often indispensable solution for long-distance HDMI.
Indeed. What truly stands out, I think, is how HDBase intelligently leverages existing ubiquitous infrastructure, like your standard Ethernet cabling, while simultaneously delivering superior, uncompressed, and lossless performance. It really blows traditional HDMI limitations out of the water for distance. It transforms what used to be complex, often costly, high-fidelity AV distribution into something far more flexible and stable. And that makes advanced setups accessible to a broader range of users without forcing them to compromise on quality.
It really does make you think about how easily high-quality video and audio can now be integrated into, well, expansive spaces. Imagine a sprawling home theater system across multiple rooms, or maybe a professional setup in a large auditorium or a multi-room conference facility. For you, the learner, the takeaway is clear. This technology empowers seamless, high-performance AV distribution. It allows your content to reach its destination flawlessly, without the compromises that once seemed just inevitable over longer distances. And as you continue to envision and plan your future AV projects, here's a provocative thought for you to mull over. How might the ongoing evolution of HD-based technology, coupled perhaps with its increasing integration into broader smart home standards, completely redefine our expectations for whole home entertainment and integrated control? Could it lead to a future where complex multi-room AV setups are not only effortlessly simple to install, but also become so seamlessly integrated that they are, for all intents and purposes, entirely invisible? Something to think about. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and thank you for taking this deep dive with us.